So if we get all the quotes back that we gave today, that's going to be $3,150. Good morning. All right, today's agenda. First thing, we got a stump job that we got to go do, so I'm going to grease up the machine real quick. Thankfully, it's already loaded from a job that we did yesterday, so we don't have to load the machine. And let's see here, quick rundown of the day. After we do this job, we have to go about 30 minutes west to give a quote for a city cemetery. Then after we do that, we have to come back home and then go about 30 minutes north to give another quote for some stumps. And then while we're up there, we're gonna check our beaver job that we're doing that is getting drug out like crazy. Hate when that happens, but we're gonna check that out, and then we're gonna come back for a doctor's appointment. And then we got a baseball game, first one of the season. Not me, my kids. So we're gonna check out the baseball game to end the day. It's gonna be a good day. We've already got the kids dropped off at school. So full day, good day. Let's get to it. We're headed to the next project to give a stump quote, turn my AC down where y'all can hear me. I wouldn't do that just for anybody, but I want to do it for y'all. I'm suffering for y'all. This truck's already loud enough and hard to hear on the mic on this camera. So turning the AC down to help a little bit. But we knocked out that stump job. That one was a little different because went into it knowing that we weren't going to be able to grind all of it. It was just a storm blowover. Had a huge root ball that was in the customer's yard. We knocked it out and ground the stump as far as we could reach before the machine started tipping forward. So played it safe and left a little bit, and we'll see what the customer says about that. So now we're gonna go to our next appointment and look at some stumps in a cemetery. The potential customer told me that they're gonna be, some are big, some are small. So if they're real big, I ain't gonna mess with them. I've told y'all before that the Bandit SG40, it shines with small to medium stumps. There's plenty of people that do big stumps, but it's gonna take you a while. And I've done it. And I do not enjoy standing in one spot for 4 or 5 hours. I don't like it. So, and also, you kind of mess up your money that way, taking big stumps. I would much rather go do a small stump for $175 in 10 minutes and move on to the next thing in my day or the next stump, versus doing a big stump that you charge $500 for, but it takes you 2 or 3 hours to do it. You know, so the Bandit SG40 is a great stump grinder for its class, horsepower class and everything, for its price point. But you kind of need to focus on the smaller jobs. And I mean, while we're talking about that, let's talk about job availability. You know, I'm in an area, and I've told y'all this before, It's not a big population, but it is a very poor population. I think it's like 42% of the population is like in the poverty range. So just a very poor spot in Alabama. And there are also, there's more than this, but I know of 3 off the top of my head well-established tree service stump grinding companies that have decades of history in this county and the surrounding counties, doing work, and I'm still able to pull jobs. Right, I've talked to one of those owners personally, and he runs the I think it's the Carlton Hurricane, whatever, the big guy, the big boy, the big machine. He runs that, and he told me that he never does small stumps. So just something for you to think about. Just because there's somebody in your area offering the same service doesn't mean that you can't get a nice cut of the pie also, especially if you're doing it as a side hustle. And that's just the guys that have self-propelled machines. I know of 2 other companies that have pull-behind machines. So it's a blessing to be able to pick up business, even though there's some well-established companies out there. But just let that be an encouragement to you if you're thinking about going into any type of business. Just because there's somebody already doing it doesn't mean that you shouldn't jump in there too. Your strategy may have to be different. You may have to be more strategic, or whatever. But just because somebody else is doing it isn't set in stone that you can't do it too. So just something to think about. This weekend I did 2 jobs, and I did 2 jobs this weekend, and I was able to pull a good chunk of change. So stump grinding is an excellent side hustle, and you may be now, if you're new to the channel, you're wondering, well, why in the world are you trying to sell out then? Well, it's because, like I mentioned in one of the previous videos, my priorities. I'm trying to change my priorities. If I have the opportunity to make content that is 100% based on the outdoors, hunting, shooting, trapping, farming, heavy equipment, if I can make content like that, I'd rather do that, focus completely on that and focus on family, versus continuing to build a business on the side. It's not because it's not profitable, and it's not because the work isn't there. The last several weeks have been pretty hectic because doing a full-time job, trying to prioritize family stuff, and growing a business. So I really haven't been able to focus on the fun stuff, I guess you could say, the outdoors content as much as I wanted to. But that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to get out of stump grinding and trailer rentals and just my LLC altogether. Excuse me. But until then, until all this stuff sells, we're gonna keep taking jobs as they come. I'm not going to be advertising on my business Facebook page or anything, but I'm definitely going to keep doing the jobs until everything sells. That just makes sense. So I'm going to go give this quote. We're going to stop by Tractor Supply here and get a few things, because you just need to go by Tractor Supply as much as you can, because Tractor Supply is awesome. So we're going to go by Tractor Supply too. once we finish with Tractor Supply and this latest this quote that we have in this town, we are going to go to another town and give another stump quote. I haven't been told how many is there, just been told it's several, but they're small. So that's what you want to hear. You want to hear a lot, but they're small. That's good. That means that you can go in, make your money, and you're not going to be there all day. And if you are there all day, it's because there's so many stumps, and you can just go to stump to stump. It's a lot easier when the stumps are small and numerous versus a few and giant. So gonna go give that quote, and then we have to go check in on the latest, the current beaver job. That is becoming a pain in my backside, not because we're not catching anything, but just because we're not seeing anything. And that kind of makes looking at my camera here, kind of makes for a weird situation with your customer, because your customer's like, hey, I hired you to catch beavers. You know, that's what they're thinking in their head, but you're not seeing any, you know. So I've had a couple of jobs like these, 2 that I can think of off the top of my head, where it got drawn out like this. And there's nothing wrong with it being drawn out. I mean, there's one, I've worked on a couple of properties for close to a year just doing beavers. Like, I mean, the property owner just kept me on, I guess, like as a retainer, right? And I worked on a couple of properties for almost a year each. So there's nothing wrong with being drawn out. It's just I hate not seeing results. So that's pretty aggravating. We're gonna go check it out and see what we can come up with. If there's any changes at all. If there's no fresh sign, if there's no beavers on camera, I mean, there ain't nothing you can do about it, right? Except just sit there and wait, and getting tired of waiting. But we're gonna go up there and check that out. Let the customer know that we're still involved, still looking, still doing what we can. And then we are going to come back for a doctor's appointment, a dreaded doctor's appointment. I don't do well with doctor's appointments, but I do appreciate my wife for setting up my doctor's appointments. Big shout out to her again. If she saw this and I didn't say that, she'd be like, he doesn't even make his own doctor's appointments. I don't. I really don't. She takes good care of me, and she lines all that up perfectly. So we're going to go see the doctor towards the end of the day. Then we're going to end the day with a baseball game, and I'm going to try and document as much as I can. There's no theme to this video. This is just a day in the life of Joey. So follow along if you dare. Alright, let's get in here and get what we need. Alright, so we just got through giving that quote for the cemetery, and I think that went well. There was about 7 to 10 stumps altogether. Some of them were varying in size. 2 are pretty big, and it's funny that they ended up being that size, because I was just telling y'all that I avoid big stumps. But 7 to 10 of them throughout the cemetery, and 2 of them are pretty big. Definitely going to be an all-day thing. I'm going to tell y'all what I quoted them, just because part of my channel is for education and insight purposes, right? And again, I want to remind y'all of the area that I'm in is, it's out in the country. The market already has several other well-established companies, tree services, that offer the full service, grinding and tree cutting, right? So just so you're aware. So 7 to 10 stumps. Some of them are really small, and 2 of them are really big. I don't have to do any of the material removal, so none of the grindings I have to fool with, and I quoted $2,000, and it seemed like it went over well, and they're gonna take that bid to the committee and go from there. It must have went fairly well, because the customer then took me to their private residence and wanted me to give them a quote on several of their stumps. There were 3 that were already ready to grind, I should say, and they were on the medium to large side, so I quoted $300 for them. That bid was accepted, and we're gonna get those. I think the individual wants to cut down a couple of more trees, they said, and wants me to do them as well, all at the same time. So we'll get a new bid out whenever they get the rest of the trees cut, and they want me to do it all in one whack kind of thing. So I must not have been too far off, since they took me back to their own property to have me give them a bid on some of their trees as well, or some of their stumps as well. So I didn't really know, didn't really have a theme for this video when I started it. It was just kind of a follow along kind of day, but I mean, it's kind of turning into a stump grinding promotional, I guess. But I mean, it just kind of speaks for itself, guys. I mean, y'all know how I've been talking about being busy and wide open the last several weeks with jobs. That's 2 more, right, or 1 for sure, and 1 that they made seem like it wouldn't be a problem. So most likely 2 new jobs I just picked up right there, and I'm going to bid another one. So I mean, there seems to be work out there for everybody. So it's just another good reason for one of you fine people to buy my machine, and then you could be making this money, you know. So we're gonna get on down the road, and we're running out of time because I wasn't anticipating having to go to a 3rd, 4th property today to give a bid, but that added quite a bit of time going to their property to look at that. So I'm going up to this other place to look at these stumps, give them a quote, and then I'm going to my beaver job, and we're gonna have a look around there and see if there's anything new that we can do. And if not, we're just gonna have to wait it out and wait for the beavers to come back. I've been there pushing a month, I think, probably 4 weeks, 3 weeks probably. If it goes on much longer without anything, I may offer the customer a complete refund and just move on, right? Because I mean, I still got other trapping that I can be doing. It just depends. I've never done that before. I've never had a property where I didn't catch anything, but at this point, with my schedule and having so many other things to do, it's something that I'm considering. And I mean, there's not much else I can do besides give them a full refund and tell them, I'm sorry I didn't catch anything. But I mean, it's really not my fault if we're not seeing anything on camera, we're not seeing any fresh sign anywhere. So it'd be like that sometimes. It's never happened to me before, but there's always a first time for everything. So that's something that I'm considering. And again, after that, we're gonna go to our doctor's appointment, or my doctor's appointment, and then the baseball game. So I've been having to go to a lot of doctor visits lately. Found out that there is a gene, a rare gene that runs in my family. Both male and female can get it, and I can't even remember the name of it. I even asked my wife what it was this morning, but it's some type of rare gene mutation. And if you have this gene, this rare gene, then you have a high probability of having this other rare heart disease. So the scary thing about it is there's several people in our family that do have the heart disease. So it's not like this is a wild card. This is pretty much confirmed. I mean, there's lots of people in my family, several people in my family that have it, and unfortunately several people that have passed away from it. And this particular gene, or I mean not the gene, but the actual heart disease, it like, I may sound really dumb here, but I'm pretty sure it thickens the sides, the muscle of your heart, the side wall of your heart muscles, and it thickens it up to the point where you go in, you have a heart attack pretty much, but you do it at a young age. It happens to people in their 40s and 50s, you know. So that's not good. I mean, I'm not out here exercising every day, but I do have a pretty active lifestyle. So knowing that there's people in my family that have the heart disease, knowing that there's several people in my family that's passed away from it, there's a high probability that I have it, since I do have the rare gene. So we found out that I had the rare gene. It took me a long time to get that confirmed because it's so rare that insurance didn't want to cover the testing for it. Finally, my wife was able to find a program that did free testing, but to get the results back took a year. So we finally got those results back, and now I'm having to go through all this testing, you know, to see if there's weird stuff going on with my heart. And then it's like a checklist that you have to do. And then finally, somewhere along the line, I guess, they'll test to see if I have the disease. There is a possibility that just because you have the rare gene, just because you have the gene, doesn't mean that you actually have the heart disease. So we're just going to roll with it and see what happens. But anyway, enough of that. We're going to get down the road and we're going to go check out these other jobs. All right, so we just gave our last quote for Stumps, and got way too much junk in this truck. Oh. Okay. All right. Like I was saying, we just gave our last stump quote for the day. That was, see, did the cemetery, did the private property owner, council member. I'm not sure if they're on the council or not, but anyway, did theirs, and then I just did the last one. So that's three quotes that we gave today. And let's see here, the last one was 10 stumps altogether, one being really big, the other 9 being on the smaller side. So the 9 stumps, I told them I would do for $50 a piece, so that's $4.50. And then the really large oak stump that they just had cut down, it's not massive, but it's big. I quoted $400 on that, so $850 total, and we're gonna hear back from them. So if we get all the quotes back that we gave today, that's gonna be $3,150. So not a bad little side hustle. The cemetery will take a day, and so each one will take about a day. So 3 days of worth of work, and we'll have those knocked out. But enough talking about stumps. We are in beaver mode. Here we are. We have not seen a single Okay. We've seen one single beaver, and that was the night that we broke this dam, and then that was it. We haven't seen anything since. First observation here. Watching for snakes. First observation, water is down really low, and we just had a good rain. So actually this is higher than it was like 2 days ago, because 2 days ago I saw on my camera that my trap was really exposed, and I planned on coming to move it. Then we had this big rain this weekend, and water level actually covered the whole trap, so it's kind of taking care of itself. And I was really hoping that the water that the front moving in would stir these guys up some, but y'all, you talk about aggravating. I mean, nothing. That's the culvert. I mean, just absolutely aggravating. We're going to right back some of this debris. This isn't from beavers. This is just from stuff flowing through here. We're going to rake back some of it. Let's see if we can let it drain a little bit. So this is the one thing I wanted to look at. Ain't nothing here, ain't nothing going on, which I kind of knew from the camera. There's another spot that we're gonna look at, that is, and it's pretty much a lane like this, a road, but it's just really overgrown between us and the pond. So the pond is right there, right through there, and then there's another road like this that's overgrown. I think it's overgrown. We'll have to go look at it. We're gonna walk that, because if y'all remember the last drone shot we had a pretty good bit of water in here, standing water. So I'm actually going to throw the drone up. I think I have time. I'm actually going to throw the drone up here, and we're going to get another view of what it looks like since we've busted this dam, and see what the water level is like back here. But we're going to walk that lane between the pond and this pine thicket right here, just to see if we can find any type of sign whatsoever. We have about an hour before my 2 hours before my doctor's appointment, so we've got an hour to scout around. And I don't know, man, we got us a little treat right here. So we call them blackberries. I'm not sure if anybody else calls them something different, but here in the South, we call them blackberries. Sweet, very nice. Now you get a bunch of them, get them washed up, because you want to get the little bugs off of them. You may, it's extra protein if you leave them on there. But you get them washed up, you put a big pile of them in the refrigerator, you get them nice and cold, then hit them with some sugar. What you talking about? That's a good dessert. Okay, let's throw the drone up, and we're gonna see what this looks like behind us. Wanted to show off my case again. Don't mind my truck. I had it clean about 2 weeks ago, and now, and is that gonna stay right there? And now it's all messed up again. All right, so we're gonna get the drone out here, and with this setup, how I'm doing it now, I'll be able to do audio on the Action 4, DJI Action 4, while I'm flying the DJI Mini 4 Pro. Now there is a fancy Bluetooth mic that you can get for this thing, and I have not yet purchased that, but it is available. So we're going to put that in there, We're not going to turn that on yet. I like to go ahead and turn on the remote first. Give it time to power up. Put my little joysticks on. So the controller holds them right there. Screw them in place like so. Flip up the antennas just like that. And now that I know this is on, I'll go ahead and power the drone on. And you know the drone is on because then it'll do a little twerk thing and let you know that it's thinking. Now it's on, and it's gonna connect to our controller here. And there it is. Yep, it's thinking. It's thinking. I think it's good to go. So we're gonna tell this thing to take off. And we're gonna let it sit there for a second, and we're gonna let the ooh, that's nice. Good gracious. Yeah, got that breeze, man. This thing puts out some air. Ooh, I just need this to follow me around all day and it'll blow air down my shirt.
Home point updated.
Alright, home point updated. That means that if this thing takes off or I get it way out somewhere and something goes wrong, if the battery dies, anything like that, the drone knows exactly how much. Let me get this out of here so y'all can hear me. The drone knows exactly how much battery it'll take to get back home, and it will come to this spot. So we're going to turn around here, hop up on the tailgate. Ugh. All right, okay, yeah. Pretty bright, pretty bright. And y'all may not be able to see this. This ain't really the point. This is just, y'all will see in the YouTube video, y'all are going to see what I'm seeing right here. The only point reason I'm running this camera right now is so that there's audio and I ain't got to make a voiceover later. So let's fly up. At this point, you're seeing, and we just have nice time here. Turn around, all right, there's us. There's Clover. So back to hand up. Want to know something crazy that I just realized? I've been talking to y'all for like 4 or 5 minutes, and I haven't even hit record on this. So y'all haven't seen nothing. Y'all just been listening to me talk. So now you get to listen to it all over again, because I'm going to start recording now that the drone's up in the air. Alright, so let's go through this again. This is us. This is the culvert that we busted. And one of the videos previous to this, we saw a bunch of standing water here. That is no longer the case because we have broke the culvert. We come down here to investigate a little bit. We don't see any trees laid over, any fresh sign. But the main important thing is there's no standing water. You got some puddles, but there's no standing water. So that's a great sign. Alright, so we're going to go back up. See if anything else stands out to us here. You got this. We're going to come down right here because we see some water. But again, this is just water that's draining off of the hill. I mean, it's not standing. They're not established in this spot here. Oh, the sun is so bright, it's hard for me to see. Alright, so we do know what that is. So that is some fresh, pretty sure that's fresh chewings. We're gonna see if we can thread the needle here. Alright, the drone's beeping at me here. So those are white. If it were very fresh, they'd be green. We're going to come back up because the drone's freaking out. So there is some sign right there. And this, what we're seeing right here, is just above. So in that direction is home, the truck. So what we're seeing right here is just above the truck. We're going to move forward here. So again, that's that drainage. And that's the culvert. So not a bunch of standing water, and even those sticks that we saw, that wasn't the freshest sign. We're going to go back up again to see if anything else stands out to us. So that's the sticks that we just saw. Pointing out again that this is not standing water. This is not a creek. This is just a little drainage stream coming off the pond. I mean, y'all can see it real good right there. So I mean, that is not a creek. The camera's not playing tricks on us. This is just drainage, just mud at this point. Let's turn around. I hope y'all can't hear that beeping, because that's going to be very annoying. Alright, we're going to go up. Yep. Nothing. So right in the middle of the screen, that is where my truck is, and that's where the culvert is. Flying, checking all this out. Now all this is in the middle of the pine thicket. Now this is what I really don't have access to. Take y'all up so y'all can see a little bit. There's nothing standing out. Nothing standing out to me. Okay, now we're at the pond. So this is the road I was telling y'all about that I want to go walk. Just to see if there's any slides that's connecting the pond to this pine thicket. I mean, nothing standing out on camera, guys. Nothing. I mean, this is just planted pines. Crazy. So we're going to bring the drone back. and we're gonna go walk that road to see if anything stands out. Let's look down this right here. This is where their other dam was at, remember? So it was right there. We broke it. They have not repaired it. We have a game camera on that also. So we have 3 cameras watching what is pretty much the main artery of the beaver problem, and we're not seeing anything. Alright, so I'm gonna get out of the way and then let the drone land right here. Nice. Alright. This is going to be a long video. Alright, we're going to get this packed up, and next thing you're going to see is over there, walking that lane. Alright, we are about to head down this lane. Once we get further into the lane, the culvert will be going down toward our right, and the pond is going to be on our left. Now guys, we are going to have to keep our eyes absolutely peeled for snakes, because this is snake paradise right here. You got a big brush pile right here. I've seen several rabbits. I see rabbits every time every time I come to this property. So there's snakes in here. Alright. Seems like there was something else I was going to say. Oh, this is going to be a long video. I apologize. This is a good time for y'all to tell me in the comments, are the long videos too much? Do I need to, because I'll get on here and I'll talk your head off, man. I'll talk forever. If we're talking about trapping or a lot of stuff, pretty much anything but sports, I will talk it up. So just let me know. I mean, if it needs to be shorter. I think the actual recommendation from like YouTube statistics or something is like a 10-minute video is like supposed to be it. And I don't do 10-minute videos, but if y'all would like me to, I would try to not talk as much and get my points across in a quicker manner. It took me 2 minutes to say that, it took me 2 minutes to ask y'all if y'all wanted me to talk less, so that should tell you something about me. Anyway, y'all look at this this debris right here. You see all this pine straw and leaves and everything like that right there? So that is from that flooding that I was telling y'all about that happened on this property. And my guess is right now that all this flooding that happened right before I got here has messed up these beavers. Oh, see, look at all this just debris pushed up. It has messed up these beavers routine, right? That's what my guess is. There's no denying that the beavers are spending time in the pond, or have spent time in the pond. There's no denying that. The sign is there, the feed beds are there, but where are they now? That's my question, because I ain't seeing them. You know, we're not finding spots that they're hitting real hard. The one spot that they were working on, we busted up, and we haven't seen them since. So it's got me scratching my head. Like I said, look at all this pine straw and leaves that was just washed down through here. That's how much water came through here. And my guess is that it's messed up these beavers' routine. Also, talking a lot and talking loud, in theory, scares off any kind of snakes. So, kind of hoping that they're just going to get out of the way before I get to them. But nothing as of yet is standing out to me. Like I said, we got the pond on our left and the culvert down to our right. Speaking of, I've been talking to y'all about prices for stump grinding and everything in the video. Something one of my trapping buddies just told me today, that he's getting ready to go to he just started another job, and he's charging a snake fee. How about that? He's charging extra. I didn't ask him how much. Y'all, I stepped on that piece of stalk right there, and it kind of felt like something was up under my foot. Scared me. I'm just a little nervous about snakes. But I didn't ask him how much it was. He just told me that it was substantially more for him to come do beaver trapping in the warm months, which makes sense. You know, you're out here, it's already a tough job because you're carrying all this steel with you and everything. It's extremely time consuming. But if you're out here taking risk at getting bit by snakes, and on some properties it's like a daily thing. You get on a really snaky place, a real snaky culvert or dam, you're gonna see a water moccasin, multiple water moccasins every day that you come out. So I mean, it makes sense that he's doing that. You know, I mean, I told him, I said, that may be something that I do. Especially the busier you get. I mean, busier you get, one way not to get a job is to start charging more stuff than theoretically, or start charging more than theoretically you won't get as many jobs. But it may be something I start doing. If you want me to trap in the summertime, as my buddy says, there's going to be a snake charge. So, still looking, and I ain't seen a thing. Bunch of deer tracks, but that ain't what we after. And I bet you predator trapping would be fun on this property right here. As many rabbits as I've seen, I know there's some bobcats on here. Know it. Probably a good decent amount of coyotes too. And you got all your main travel is on these roads, so you've already got them kind of neck down. Good stuff. All right, I'm gonna turn the and y'all hear all these horseflies around me? I'm gonna turn the camera off, and if I see anything, I'll bring y'all back. If I don't see anything, I'll bring y'all back whenever I go to head out. All right, bringing y'all back for this one quick thing. This is the first sign that I've seen of a beaver. It's random. Where's he at? Yeah, random pine stop right there. But I mean, it's one. That's what I'm saying. It's hit and miss. It's one random tree, and that's not even fresh. I just wanted to show y'all that because that was the first thing that I've come to on this road. And like I said, it was just one. So I don't know what to think. I'm still confused. I'm in a state of confusion, being harassed by these flies. All right, bringing y'all back just because this is only see where it's at on camera. So I can't tell where it's at on camera, but it's right here in front of me. There's a little stop popping up right through there. That's the third piece tree that I've seen chewed down. And I've already walked to the end, and I've walked back now, and that was it. So really sucks that we're not getting a better idea of where these things are at. I thought I timed this really well, guys. I told the customer when I first came out here, if y'all watched that first video, the initial walk around, I told him I wasn't gonna put any traps out because there wasn't no good sign, and we didn't have, man, I'm on edge. We didn't have any good indicator of where they were gonna be. All the dams had already been busted. They had just had that big flood. So I told the customer, you know what, we're not gonna start the trapping, because I was afraid that this would happen. But about a week goes by, he calls me. He says, hey, the beavers are back. They are building a dam. They're blocking the culvert. What do? Told him not to do anything. Let them build it. Let them get in a routine. I'm coming out there in like 2 days. So in 2 days, they did everything that was in like 2 videos ago. They plugged the culvert. They made 2 dams. And they backed up all that water. And then and I still didn't put traps out that night. I wanted to see what the reaction was going to be. So I busted the culvert, and then one came out there that night. And I was like, man, this is going to be quick. I mean, this is going to be a quick job. This is going to be a signed, sealed, delivered, beavers are mine kind of thing. So I had high expectations, and it ain't turned out like that. We haven't seen one since. No catches, no misses, and to be honest with you, I don't have a clue where the beavers are at, what they're doing, where they're going to strike next. Nothing. I am perplexed. So I don't know. I'm trying to get back to the truck. We gotta head back home to the hometown to go to our doctor's appointment. Right there, I just can't wrap my mind around this, guys. But I mean, I'm doing everything that I know to do. I mean, the only other thing that I could do, and Jeff did suggest this, and that's put in some submersion sets on the pond. But the reason I haven't is because there's just no fresh sign, and I don't want to put traps in that I have to monitor and risk catching something that I'm not trying to catch if I'm not even seeing any beavers, you know. So I mean, literally the only other thing that I could do is put in some submersion sets on the pond itself and hope that I catch something, because not seeing them on the pond, not seeing them at the culvert, not seeing them anywhere, not even seeing any fresh sign of where they're at. Anyway, all right, well, that I think is going to do it. I think I'm going to wrap it up there. We've had a pretty long video as it is, so ain't no need to add anything else to it. Got a bunch of stump jobs coming up, and this is my main trapping job right now. Got others that I would like to be on, but I don't want to spread myself too thin. So y'all just keep hanging out. We're gonna get the bow back out. We got to get the bow back out and keep practicing with it. I want to have a really long session with it until I can't shoot no more. Just a really good session. A cool video idea that I've talked with Keaton about is doing a bow comparison, budget end versus high end, his being the high end, and he has a lot of knowledge about bows and stuff. So I've talked to him about doing a comparison video, and he's game for that. So y'all be looking for that in the upcoming weeks. That'll be something new that we've never done before on the channel. And yeah, so good things coming, guys. Good things coming. Hope all of y'all are doing well. Wishing everybody the best. See y'all on the next one, and y'all be good.